to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. I am late again. I'm so sorry. This is September's video and we are in October and I still haven't got this video to you, and today is the 10th and it's 9 o'clock and it's the only time I've actually managed to get in front of the computer, the video, whatever you want to call it, in order to do this video. I have had the most manic month. I can't even tell you. I don't even know where to begin. It has gone from being doing, well, ordinary 10-hour days to probably 17-hour days right now because of everything that's going on. But I have been able to do some stitching. I haven't been able to do loads of stitching because of everything I've got going on, and I will let you into that secret in a second. However, I also have some haul, which is amazing, so I'm really excited to show you that. And I think having mentioned it in my last video, I think we know what that haul is. But yeah, so what's been going on? I mean, I'm just going to give you a lowdown, like just a really quick version, so you're not sat for hours at the end of this video, you know, with me trawling on and boring you. So, I mean, I have a list because there is so much to tell you. And apart from what happened today, that's why I'm a little bit flustered and it's 9 o'clock at night. Everything has pretty much been good news. So, obviously I've had a haircut because I needed one, because it was due. I hadn't had a haircut since October last year. In fact, I cancelled my hair appointment last year because I was stuck in the UK. And I said to them, I will make an appointment when I get back to the USA. And then I never did. And then my hair just got longer and longer and longer and longer until I was like, oh my gosh, this is just driving me insane. I need to get something done. Anyway, so had a new haircut. Last night, excuse me, I had a friend fly in. Well, it was a flying visit. She didn't fly in. She's from the UK. She was staying with a friend in Texas for 5 days. And then she wanted to travel to Nashville, so she was driving to Nashville. So she drove to Nashville via Atlanta. So she came to see me. So she literally arrived at 7 o'clock last night. And we had a bit of a chat, which was really nice. Got a bit of a get together, had some wine, had a catch up. And then she helped me with the horses this morning, and then she left. And so she's gone to Nashville, and then she's going to spend the night in Nashville, and then she's driving all the way back to Austin, Texas, and that's where she's getting her flight. So anyway, it was really nice seeing her. Smokey is sat on, well, you can't actually see it, sat on my sofa, and he's been neutered. So he no longer has his manly bits, and he has not gone off looking for girls. He comes back every single night. There are times where he'll stay inside at night and we'll be on the bed and we'll snuggle. But there's other times where he just, you know, meows and wants to go out. And you know what? I can't force him to be in because it's his life at the end of the day. So he is basically a member of the family now. And the other cats are starting to accept him, but it's still taking a bit of time. But, you know, I think we'll get there eventually. I am now completely full. I've gone from having 4 horses to having, 4, 5, 10, 11, 12, to having 13. I had 2 pasture boarders. So I had a full board, stall board, move in on the 4th of October on Saturday. And then I had 2 pasture boarders move in on the Wednesday, and I'll tell you about that in a second. So that was a bit shotgun. And then on the 8th of November, I have got one lady with 2 horses, another lady with 2 horses, and then another lady with 1 horse. And they are moving in to the barn on the 8th of November. Now, I have got my open day on the 1st. My mum is flying in on Monday. She's coming here for a week. She hasn't actually seen anything that we've done at all. So it will be the first time that she is, you know, seeing it. My mum is here for a week, and then she flies back on the Monday, and my dad arrives on the Tuesday. So I thought it was only fair, because my dad has put so much effort into this barn, that he is here for the open day. I mean, I had an open day of the 1st of May, and obviously the builders made sure that I didn't make that day. So I've made the open day for the barn, as in, not really open day, it's like a soft opening so people can see what we've got. I've already got one person on a waiting list, because just after all these ladies signed their contracts, another lady reached out to me and asked if I had any boarding, and I was like, I am so sorry, you know, we haven't even had our open day yet and I'm now full, but I will pop you on a waiting list if you would like to go on one. And she was like, yes, please do let me know when you have an opening. But what is really bizarre is that every single one of my boarders, even the pasture boarders, are show jumpers. So my arena, although it's built for a little bit of traffic for show jumping, or hunter jumping as you call it in the States, is not built for 100% of the traffic to be jumping all of the time. So I've decided to build a jump arena. Now, the arena isn't going to be an actual arena digging up dirt and putting, you know, a surface in there. It's basically going to be a grass arena. So my tractor's not working at the moment, which is a bit of a nightmare. So I think I'm going to have to look at buying some kind of tractor with a bush hog on the drip, because I genuinely really do need something. Now, I had a friend come around and do some bush hogging, and then another friend came around and did a finish mow to try and kind of mow out the 200 by 200 foot arena. But it became really obvious very quickly that where my land had grown, my property had grown up so much, it was getting a little bit of a nightmare, and it's very long. And so it wasn't cut overly short, which means that the guy that came in to finish mow it, to make it an actual nice riding area, he just couldn't do it. So he went home and he was like, you need to bush hog that again. So I think with my tractor not working, my tractor's a 1978 tractor, it's very obvious that I need something that's a little bit reliable. And now I'm full. I can probably afford that. What else is happening? So, on top of that, I bought some really nice jumps. Oh my gosh. So if you're not horsey, which probably 98% of you are not, I apologise, but I have got to show you these jumps because they are phenomenal. These are not the cheapest. And actually, when I told all of my clients, because they've been intermittently over here and they actually saw the jumps, that they were jump for joy jumps, they were like, oh my god, that's amazing. So these are some wings. Now what wings are is they go at either end of the jumps, and then you have the jump, so they kind of support the jump. But how fun are these? So we've got Statue of Liberty, Big Ben, and the British kind of telephone box. And then we've got some, I'll show you what some of them look like sort of put together. I'm going to just do this really, really briefly, so just bear with, guys, because I got so excited over these, because I think these are absolutely amazing. One of them has got a mini, like, underneath it. It's like, oh, so amazing. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy 1 or 2 of these jumps per year. But, like, look at these. So that one's, it's a chest set. Oh, where are we? There we are. Look how cool that looks. How amazing is that? And these are jumps. So we've got a really, really big arena space. So we should be able to get some, you know, decent jumps in there. And they're just so fun. Like, there's one here that's like a British flag here. I mean, how fun are these? So anyway, Jump for Joy is the company. They are a British company, and they are at Babington Horse Trials all the time. And you know what's really funny is that I remember seeing them there and thinking, oh my gosh, they would be amazing for my yard. And fast forward like 15 years, we're actually bringing that to fruition. So Friend Florence, Smoky, Haircut, Pastures, Jumps, everything painted. Oh, so the whole entire barn is painted now, which is good, and I will show you pictures. And then we've started doing some landscaping. Open day set for the 1st of November, tractor's broken, blah, blah. Oh, so 18 acres, the 18 acres. I found out the other day that Susan has gone behind someone's back and sold a pond property, which is an adjacent property to my 18 acres that I want to purchase. There's already a seller agreement on there, a buyer-seller agreement, PSA, purchase seller agreement, by my neighbour, Loretta, who I think I've spoken to you about. And Susan, the owner of the land, the person that has been my complete nemesis for God knows how long, who screws everyone, I found out that she has gone above Loretta, just done a dirty on her, just done a complete 180, and has sold that pond property to my neighbour. Now, that was a little bit naughty because they knew that she had a PSA on it, and you know, it was kind of first come, first served, and she didn't even ask Susan. Susan didn't even ask Loretta if that was okay, that she just sold the property on, that, you know, she'd already got a deposit on and everything else. She's playing with fire. I mean, this woman is going to get hurt. I found out the other day that she has borrowed $40,000 from someone. So she is completely screwed with money. I don't know what she's doing with it. 5 years ago, she was left $5 million by her grandmother. She's kind of done something to that, don't know, didn't pay a mortgage off. Obviously, she had the 15 grand from me. She also had the land purchase from me, the land purchase from Loretta. She walked away with $950,000 from a house on 2024's when she sold a house in 2024. I don't know what this woman is doing with money. And now there's talks that she's going to have to sell a house because she can't afford to keep it. Like, how? You haven't got a mortgage? Like, what's going on? I think she's got a gambling problem. Anyway, so I spoke to Dad, and although our PSA is supposed to be on the 13th of November, now we've got all these people in, I said to my dad that I want to pull it forward. So what we're going to do is we are going to put it to bed. We are going to get the mortgage sorted out, and we are going to purchase that land, and we're going to get that woman out of our lives because we don't want her in our lives anymore because she is just toxic. One more thing. I think I told you that my friend Mark had been over from England, and he literally went home today. He was only supposed to be there for 3 weeks, but there's just been so much to do that he was really sweet, and he said that he would hang on, you know, until kind of my mum comes in, and, you know, is just able to spend a bit more time here so we can get more done. So he's such a dumbass. Honestly, sometimes I wonder how this man actually gets through life. In the nicest way, with the most respects. So we obviously had to move his flight because he was due to go back. I can't remember when it was due. I think he was due to go back on the 27th, maybe. I don't know. But anyway, we moved it to the 10th of October. Okay. So everything was hunky-dory. He got given his flight booking reference and everything. Yep, your flight's booked. Everything's fine. I take him to the airport today, and I drop him off at Atlanta because it's very difficult to, you know, actually get out your car in departures. You just literally have to kind of like drop everyone off and run. Anyway, thinking nothing of it, he got out. It was really weird though because he couldn't check in last night. So anyway, but I digress. He got out the car. He took all his stuff. Luckily, he only had to carry on. He got into the airport. Everything was fine. I was driving through my drive, and then I got a call from him, and he was like, Holly, there is no flight. And I said to him, what do you mean there's no flight? He said, Expedia, because that's who we booked it through, Expedia haven't paid for the flight. And I was just like, I don't understand what you mean. Expedia haven't paid for the flight. They've booked it. You have a booking reference and everything, blah, blah. Anyway, long story short, I'm not going to go through everything because I don't want to bore you. It transpires that he was messing about on his phone on the 2nd of October and subsequently, inadmittedly, cancelled his flight. And the reason he cancelled his flight is because the confirmation number that was on that flight, he thought he didn't need it anymore because he thought automatically that he was going to get a new confirmation number. And I had to remind him today that no, Mark, you don't have a new confirmation number. Your confirmation number stays the same. Your ticket number stays the same. Your flight number generally stays the same if they're moving you on the same flight but just a different day. The only thing that changes is the plane you're going on, the time you're flying, and the date. So he cancelled his flight without realising. And his flight was 5:35, and at quarter to 5, when we got there a lot earlier because of the shutdown that we've got a government shutdown in the USA at the moment, which has been shut down for quite a while. But TSA agents, air traffic control, they are all government Oh, sorry, it's George huffing. They're all government employees, so they're either turning up or they're not turning up, and there's a lot of staff shortage. So we were told, I've got cabin crew friends, just leave, you know, an extra hour. So we got him there 4 hours before. So luckily, Delta, kudos to them, like respect to them. They got him on a flight. I mean, they didn't have to give him a flight, but they did. And then they rushed him through TSA and got him to the gate just before the gate was closing. So he managed to get his flight. So, I mean, I was supposed to come home, have a shower, do the horses, and then do my video at like 6 o'clock, 6:30. But now we're now 9:25 and I've just literally sat down to do this. So anyway, that in a nutshell has been my month and it's been crazy. So, moving on, I did a little bit of shopping. Not a lot, because I haven't got much money, although, you know, that situation's changing a little bit now, which is amazing. So, I have decided on the Quaker, the Halloween Quaker, which is what I bought, and I'll show you, that I was umming and ahhing. I was going between it, and I was looking at the threads that I had in my CXC collection. They do give you a DMC conversion chart. So I went to my collection to see if I had everything, and I think I was missing like 5 different colours, and I thought, you know what, it's not worth it. It's just not worth having to wait for it all to come through with the tariffs, with the China, and we don't know what's going on right now. The whole entire USA is upside down right now, from tariffs to the government shutdown to, I mean, that means that my whole entire visa process is now delayed because the Department of Labour is a government run, and they're nowhere to be seen. So it's all just a little bit of a nightmare. So I decided, you know what, treat yourself, go with Classic Colourworks, which is the called for thread. So, as well as my beautiful Halloween Quaker, which I will show you, I also bought the fabric, which I'll show you in a minute. It's absolutely beautiful. Everyone has seen this, but you know what, I'm just got to show you again. It's absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? So, the colours that they sent, and I got this from 123 Stitch because they're just awesome. These are the called for colours. Aren't they gorgeous? They're really, really beautiful and Halloweeny and just lovely. So I'm really looking forward to working with these. Yeah, so I'll just get, I think I've just got like a little round there. It's a really small binder ring that I can just put around them, and I'm just going to leave them, you know, on this. I'm not going to bother putting it into one of my, let me see if I can find it. I won't bother putting it onto one of these. Oh my gosh. Goodness me. Sorry, Soxy. So these ordinarily are what I organise my threads on, because I love them. Oh, actually I bought one of these as well. I got another 20 pack because I just find them so much easier to deal with. So, Halloween Quaker, beautiful pattern. Can't wait to start stitching. And then I am going to show you my fabric. So I was umming and ahhing about whether to go for 40 counts. Someone had done 18 count and actually looked really nice. I went onto Instagram to see, you know, what everyone else was doing there. They're stitching on. And the 18 count looked really nice because it was, you know, I didn't want it to be too small. I think 40 count, 2 over 2, 1 over, it's probably going to be 1 over 2 actually, isn't it, 40 count. I just think that maybe the pattern's going to be a bit too small. So I decided, and a lot of people would say, why don't you do 36 count, which is like in between, but the fabric I was looking at for Lugana, because I'm a Lugana girl, I just never have been able to stitch on linen at all. I just don't enjoy it. But I think I'm happy with my purchase. I purchased Murky. I think there's something sticking in this. I don't know what is sticking in it. I don't know what that is. And I did pop a little note with my order to 123 Stitch and asked them, because I'd seen quite a lot of patterns that had been finished, and they looked amazing, but they were very heavy black on one side and then very heavy kind of tan on another. And really I wanted something a little bit lighter, but also something that was a bit more balanced. So they sent me this. Oh, I think it's this fabric actually. It feels like weird. So this is murky. Now, I mean, I don't absolutely love it, you know, as fabrics go, but this is the called for fabric on Halloween. And I think once it's been, I start stitching on it and I see everything coming together, I think it'll be fine. But I mean, it's not my go-to usually. I'm more of a colour girl. I like bright colours, white, clean. For me, this just looks like it's a piece of fabric that's been dropped in a puddle at home and has got a bit dirty. And yeah, so, but we'll see how it goes. I mean, but I tell you what, I am so glad that even if I did have 36 count available, I'm so glad that we didn't, because I can't even see these holes. I mean, I'm not being funny, but these probably are more like 36. I mean, these holes are tiny. Like, I don't even know. I have no idea how I'm even going to start this. I'm going to have a really bloody good light. That is for sure. But yeah, so that's Murky by Halloween Quaker. No, it's not. It's Murky by Picture This Plus, I think. By Halloween Quaker. Oh my goodness. Right, okay. It's been a really hectic day today. Let me just tell you. So just, you'll have to forgive me if I'm a little bit like wayward, you know, having to deal with the fact that I might have to shed another $1,000 on a flight for Mark, because that's what flights are right now. $800 to $1,000 for a single, because he was literally there in front of them wanting to go within a few hours. So it's a premium, right? And I've just maxed out my bank account at the moment with buying all these jumps. I mean, the jumps cost me $3,500. I got 8 jumps. They are basic jumps, not the fancy. They are Jump for Joy still, but they're just not the fancy fillers and wings and everything. They're just jumps. I'm not sure, but I think we have a clinic on the 18th of October, but nothing's been confirmed. I don't know. I don't even know who is going to be in that clinic. But anyway, so I think that's everything for haul and what's going on. So let's get on to what I worked on. I worked on this month. Oh, goodness me. Bear with. Callers, bear with. I just dropped my pen, but you know what? Sod it, it can stay there. I worked on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I worked on 6 patterns this month. Now, don't get excited. I haven't done a lot. I'm going to just do it in the order that I've got it on my book, because it's just, for me, it's easier. So the first one that I'm going to show you is this, and I still have not finished this. So I was supposed to finish this. There are times, genuinely, there are times when, especially on a Wednesday and a Thursday, because I work at the stock market feed store. I'm one of their consultants, but actually what they've done is they've dragged me in to deal with their financing, because I'm an accountant and that's what I used to do at home, and they're a little bit clueless, and they fired their accountant, so they're like, okay, we need help. So I'm pretty much doing that on a Wednesday and a Thursday, but there is so much cleanup to do. My head is just literally from the minute I walk in there. In fact, I generally get calls from David, the owner, whilst I'm grooming my arena. Because he phones me at 8 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning, before I've even got into work. And so I'm absolutely shattered in the evenings, and it's really difficult when I'm physically exhausted as well as mentally exhausted to be able to think, right, I'm going to sit down and do some stitching. Sometimes all I want to do is sit down with a glass of wine and watch Vicar of Dibley, or what was it? the Hyacinth bouquet one, what was it, Keeping Up Appearances, who Hyacinth tragically, well, not tragically, it's tragic to everyone in who knew her, you know, in the media industry, because she was phenomenal. But one of our most beautiful entertainers, Hyacinth, her show name is Hyacinth Bucket, but she says her name's Bouquet because she's very much a Keeping Up with the Joneses lady. She died last week. She was 90, I believe. So she lived a really good life, and she was just a beautiful person inside out. And I've seen her in the theatre a few times, because she's not just, you know, our TV person. She also was very theatrical, really involved with Shakespeare and everything. So, you know, sometimes it's nice to sit down with a glass of wine and watch the comedy, because she is just fantastic. And I'm just not in the mood for stitching. I just cannot think of anything worse. I know it sounds weird, isn't it? It's one of those things where sometimes you think, I cannot think of anything more that I want to do than sit down and do some stitching. And then there's other days where you're so exhausted, you're like, that is the last thing I want to do. All I want to do is just have a shower and go to bed, you know. So it's been a struggle to be able to actually get stitching time in, because I have been so exhausted. Bearing in mind, you know, when I'm at work on Wednesday and Thursday, I'm on the yard at 6 o'clock in the morning. You know, I'm up at 6 o'clock, and then I have to do all the horses in the morning. Then I have to go to work. Then I had to come back. Then I have to do the horses again. You know, my day's like 15-hour days. It's crazy. So that's the reason why I haven't had as much stitchy time, because I've just been exhausted. So the first one that I am going to show you, I was actually doing it as a sell with the tan, the monogamous stitcher, and that's a joke, because that woman can stitch, I tell you. Like, she puts me to shame all the time. She has finished this one. She's finished another one. I think she's starting in the new one. I'm not too sure, actually. I think she may have said that she wasn't going to do that yet. But that girl, when she's like, oh, I did 16,000 stitches in a month. And I'm like, how? Like, I'm struggling to do like 600. I just don't understand where she can stitch so much. Like, she is like a stitching machine. She's impressive. So I failed miserably again. I was supposed to get this one finished, and I wanted to get this one finished this week. But like I said, I've come in with all intents and purposes all intentions to stitch on this, and then it's not happened, because I've just been like, oh, I've just sat down and thought, oh no, I can't. I just need a glass of wine. I just need to chill. So this is the one that I've been stitching with her, which is, let me just open it, because it's going to be really, you're not going to be able to see it with a light. In fact, I haven't put the main light on, the like circular light, because it was just so bright. I just didn't bother, because I'm doing this at 9 o'clock at night, so it's pitch black outside. So anyway, Autumn, we are doing this one in the middle, and I believe has done, I think that one, I'm not too sure. It's either that one or that one, obviously, but I can't remember, and I'm really sorry, Tan. I did watch a video, my darling, but I can't remember which one it was stitching on. But anyway, by the by, she's a machine. I mean, she started Resistance is Futile way after me, and then she finished it way before me. I mean, like I say, she's a machine. So I'm going to kind of do the before and after on the same screen, but this is where I am up to now. I am so close to a finish. I am basically doing what I'm doing on the bookshelf, which I'll show you in a minute, and I'm just colour completing. I mean, there's only 5 colours, let's face it, but I'm just doing a colour completion on this. So that's where I am so far. I mean, I'm getting there slowly, but it's just, for me, it's having the energy, because I'm just so tired when I come in, just, but yeah, so that is my first one I'm showing you, Autumn. And I don't know, because I don't do that one on Pattern Keeper, I use an actual physical pattern for that. I think I did about 60-ish stitches, and I think I'm about 80%. It's a rough guesstimate, I'm not sure. I think so, but we'll see. So the next one I stitched on, which I'm going to show you, is not Bountiful, it's Bookshelf, but it's not Bountiful Bookshelf. Let me find it. Where are you? Where are you? Right, this one. This one is a Heaven and Earth design, and it's by New Dream Stitch, and I believe I got this off Etsy. Really, really pretty. I love these books. In fact, no, Oliver Twist. I'm actually reading, and it's not on there, I am reading Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol at the moment, which looks quite similar to this one, but it's not. I think that one is Oliver Twist, and I have that one as well. But these are lovely. These are the books that I love. They're called Penguin Clothbound Classics, and they're just absolutely stunning books. So I resonated with this pattern a lot, and I am stitching this one on 18 count. I did 350 stitches, but I also went through and colour completed 10 different colours, because there was like a colour of this, 2 of these stitches, 1 of this stitch, 2 of this stitch, 3 of this, 74 of this, 100 of this. So I actually, although I didn't stitch a lot, I feel like I progressed a lot, because I got a lot of colours completed, and I don't have a huge amount of colours left now. I think I've only got 5 colours left, that's it. I'm at 93.01%. I think I mentioned that I'm stitching this on 18 count, 2/1. And this is where I am now. Now I think I did most of it. So I finished this book. I just need to put the the writing in. I've almost finished this one. I worked on this one, actually probably that one more, and this one here, and then all of these books mostly had like 1 or 2 stitches missing. So this one had 2 or 3 stitches, this one had 2 or 3 stitches. I think this one was fine, that one did, and then yeah, just I colour completed either in this one or this one, I can't remember, and then I colour completed this book. So this is 18 count 2/1, and I'm just doing this on a regular Zweigart fabric, as you do. Oh, also I forgot to mention that my mare is still pregnant, bless her, and if I remember I will pop a picture in. She's looking, I would say she's looking pregnant now. I'd say she's looking a little bit balloony, which is quite nice. So we look forward to that filly or colt coming along on the 20th of April. That's when she's due, so that'd be exciting. The next one I worked on, I feel like I had a bit of a Christmas month this month. So other than autumn and Gobbler Farm, which I'll come back to in a second. Oh, that reminds me. Hang on 1 second. I didn't pull it out. 1 second. Okay, I've got it. So, other than Bookshelf, I've had a bit of a autumnal / Christmas month this month. A lot of my patterns that I worked on were either Christmas or autumnal. So, or fall, as they say in the United States of America. So the next one I'm going to show you is, where are we? The Enchanted Snowman, I believe. And this is a Heaven and Earth design. And the artwork is by Donna Gelsinger. Lovely. I do love a bit of Donna. I love a bit of Donna Kebab as well, but you know, that's another story. So this is one that I took to, I do like a stitchy Saturday every month with a group of friends, and we meet at the the Walton and Monroe Library, and it's just really nice to kind of get there, chat. There was quite a lot of people there this time, which was nice. So I took this project there, and I took, what else did I take? Oh, so I took the Stamped Stitch Club pattern as well, which I'll show you in a minute. So these were the 2 that I worked on. I am stitching this on 20 count 1/1. I did 404 stitches, and I'm at 8.87%, so not huge, but again, I didn't really achieve much, but you know what, sometimes you just don't, do you? So I'll try and do like a before and after on the screen. So Right, we'll do this at the top. So this is where I am now. So if I pull it back, and then I will pull it forwards. And I think, again, I was filling in gaps. I don't know how I'm going to hold this properly. Mainly in this area here. I think I did a bit in here. But yeah, I was just literally colour completing the area. And that's what I've kind of tended to have done now. Just colour completed in an area and then moved on to another area. The only problem is that I don't tend to move on to areas. I tend to just continue colour completing because I don't get much stitching done. So that's just a bit of a nightmare. But these are all being stitched with CXC threads because I love them, as you know. I've got such lazy cats. I've got Smokey sprawled out like he owns the place on the sofa. I've got one cat on top of the back of my sofa. I've got another cat that sleeps on my side of the bed that is like basically under my covers, and I've got another cat that is sleeping on top of my clothes. What is it with cats sleeping on clothes? Clean clothes. They've just come out of the dryer and my cat decides that he's going to sit in the middle of them. I guess it's my fault for not putting them away quick enough, but you know, can't all be perfect, you know. So that was Enchanted Snowman. The next one I'll show you is Ornament Santa and Frosty. Oh, it's already open. And this is a Donna Galsinger as well. It's charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. You can see that. I am stitching this one on 20 count 1 over 1. 1 over 1. 20 count 1 over 1. Right. This is so lovely. I did 404. Did I just tell you that? 404 stitches. And no, that's Enchanted Snowman, stupid. I did 645 stitches and I'm at 13.13%. So again, I'm going to do before and after on the screen. So I mean, you can't really see much really, but when I bring it closer, I'll show you. Unfortunately, everything is white and cream right now. So I worked again on colour completing. I did a bit in this area. I think I did a bit in this area. A little bit in this area. I think a little bit in this area. It's very difficult to know really, because all the colours are so light, apart from this one here. They're very light. But you know, I'm enjoying it. I do love working on Christmas. I do enjoy Christmas. Let's not set fire to my fabric. I'm also having my floor repaired. So today my friend Gary, who does everything, builds houses, you name it, he can do it. He came round with a really good, like with a couple of samples for my floor. I got my floor originally from Floor and Decor, and it's 12 mil what I've got here. What he's bringing in is 20 mil, and he's doing me a real good deal on it, and it's 145 a square foot, and he's charging me $1 per square foot to put it down because he's lovely. It's really nice. So one of the other jobs that my lovely dad and I will be doing is pulling up the floor, and the reason it has to be pulled up is one, all of my laminate flooring has gone, like, basically, excuse the language, gone to shit because I've had floods in here, I've had water issues, and the subfloor is that horrible OSB stuff. I'm not really too sure what it is, but it just goes to paper and it is just melting underneath the floor that I've got down, and it's moving and cracking and chipping and breaking, and it just looks awful. So when my dad's here, we are going to get, I don't know how we're going to do it. I'm slightly panicking because I know what it was like when I was renovating the RV, and I think that gave me PTSD. It was just awful living in just havoc and everything being upside down. Just a nightmare. I hate it. But we've got to, like, get everything out. We've got to pull up all the floor. We've got to sort out all the subfloor and get that all replaced. And then Gary's going to come in and put the new floor down. So, I mean, his is like 20 mil. I mean, it's really, really, it's almost like tile. It's so substantial. So I'm hoping that will really help. And we're gonna, anywhere where we've got water, so under sinks and showers and near toilets and sinks, other sinks, we are gonna just paint that black tar membrane underneath, on top of the subfloor, so it's completely like a waterproof membrane. So hopefully this, you know, nightmare that I'm having won't happen again. But anyway, I digress. So yes, it's just, yes, a lot. Oh, I don't know, it's just, sometimes I just feel like, you know, when people say to you, you know what, my life is so boring, nothing ever happens. I would love to have a life like that. I would love to just switch my life for a couple of days, for my life to be boring and just have some chill out time. Because, you know what, I kid you not, the only time I ever actually really sleep, like properly sleep, have a really good deep sleep, is when I'm out the country and I can't take calls and I can't do anything about anything. So if everything burns down, there's nothing I can do about it. And because I've got that mental process in my mind, everything just switches off, and just, I get such a good night's sleep. When I'm here, because this is my everyday life and this is like my everyday stress, even though I love it and I would never change anything that I'm doing at all, I'm always worrying about, am I going to be able to pay my mortgage? Am I going to be able to, will I wake up with my alarm? As in, like, am I going to oversleep and wake up at 11 o'clock and the horses haven't been done? Are the horses going to get out the field? Is this going to happen? Is that going to happen? It's just like a million things go on in my mind just as I'm going to bed. But I'm finding that if I'm not falling asleep on the sofa, I'll go to sleep, but I'll be asleep for like 3-4 hours and then bang, I'm awake. And it's like 4 o'clock in the morning and I'm awake because my mind just doesn't switch off. And you know, there's things that I need to remember. So I've got a list and a pen by the side of my bed because I'm like, right, I need to remember that. So I write it down. So my sleep is so restless at the moment. And I think that's why just for a couple of days, I would love to swap with someone who doesn't have any concerns, doesn't have to stress about anything, has no money worries, is content, so I can sleep. Oh, I'd love that. I'd love to just have a proper night's sleep. But it's just difficult at the moment because like I said, I've got so much going on that my brain is just a bit frazzled. And, you know, bless him, I know he was only trying to help, but Mark would mention things like, oh, have you thought about this? This is like, you know, after I've had my day and it's 7 o'clock in the evening and now I have to start dinner and, you know, I'm not even, I don't even really get much of an evening and I'm absolutely shattered. And he's like, have you thought about doing this? Or have you thought about changing this? And I was thinking about this earlier and blah, blah, blah. And I would have to say to him, like, Mark, please, can we just not talk about the business, about the stalls, about the stables, about work, about the stock market, about the horses, about anything? I just want to switch off. And I'm finding that I'm coming in and I'm switching my phone off because I cannot deal. My head is just like, it's just too much. And you know what is really funny though? What is really funny is when I've got a huge amount going on, my brain just goes into, I can't cope anymore. I can't think about what you need to do. I'm out. And it just shuts off. And those days I get a really good night's sleep because my brain's so overwhelmed that it kind of just goes into like shutdown mode. So I actually have a really good night's sleep when that happens. It's when I'm between the shutdown mode of having too much going on and being able to cope with it and you know, being okay. But anyway, so, oh my gosh, I'm rambling today, aren't I? I'm so sorry. The next one that I worked on is the Stamped Stitch Club. This is the one that I took to my ladies at the library, and I love this one. This one was gifted to me by the lovely Louise, who owns the Stamped Stitch Club, who is going through a bit of a tricky time right now, guys, let me tell you. Because she's a small business, she's having to deal with tariffs and things changing all the time and everyone moving goalposts and you know, from a small business owner, it is awful what they have to go through, especially when you're dealing with shipping and things like that. I deal with the whole shipping issue with, you know, my merchandise because, it's made in Pakistan, so I totally feel her and everything that she's going through. So if you are awaiting a pattern, a kit from Louise, and it hasn't arrived and it's been a minute, she is doing everything in her power to try and get it to you. I promise you she is. She's just so overwhelmed with so many orders. I mean, that's brilliant. I mean, she, you know, it's so much better to be overwhelmed with orders than have no orders coming in, you know. But I think she's at this point at the moment where she's really busy, like so busy she can't even cope, but not quite at that point where she can afford to bring someone on as like an assistant to kind of help her with everything. So she is probably doing similar 17-hour days, trying to get back to everyone, trying to reassure everyone that, you know, orders are coming in, and she apologizes, and, you know, things like shipping and tariffs and everything is not in her power. There's nothing she can do. So just try and be as patient as you can, and, you know, send her nice messages. I know it's so difficult, and, you know, you try your best, and it doesn't matter what you do, you just feel like a failure. And she's probably feeling a little bit like that she's failing everyone, where she isn't at all. She's just working her backside off to get all of these orders out to you guys. And yeah, just give her a minute, because she will get them. It's just a lot of this stuff is completely out of her, you know, her control. So this is one of the kits that she sent me. Absolutely love it. And you know what I love most about it? This one is the 18 count. I love, and this has come up a lot, and I think this is one of the things that really makes her business stand out among the rest, and it's probably the reason why she's got so much on that she can't cope, is because her kits are amazing. The stamped part of the kit, you know, the bit that you actually stitch, is stunning. It's so clear. I'm going to show you. I don't know, I think I did 2, 3, about 400 stitches on this. I'm not sure. I don't even know what percentage I am on this, because I'm stitching it on the pattern. I'm not stitching it through Pattern Keeper, but this is where I am. So this is, let me see if I can show you. Here we go. Oh, it's not really light, is it? Let me see if I can put this light on, and then I'll turn it off, because it is so bright for me. Hang on 1 second, guys. Oh gosh, do you see what I mean about how bright it is? I don't know if that is even working, but that's, you know, what I've done. And then look at that. Look how clear that pattern is. Really, really clear. Oh, actually, I don't know whether that was better, not having the light. I think the light is just too much. I think when you've got a lot of background light, the light is fine, but when it's pitch black, I think it's just too intense. So I did 400 stitches on this one, and I love stitching on it, because actually I did end up putting this one, it's funny enough, I did actually end up putting this one in a Q-snap, because I found it easier putting it in a Q-snap, putting on my Lowry stands, and then I was able to stitch with this. So this is the one that I took to the stitching get together, and I think they have one next week, but I think my mum's in town, so sorry guys, I'm gonna have to miss that one. My mum, she's more of a diamond painter than a stitcher. She used to do cross stitch, but she doesn't do it anymore. But I think, you know, the fact that I do have to go to work one day next week, because I write all the checks, and if I didn't, that no one would get paid. So yeah, it's a bit of a nightmare. Like, I feel that if my mum's coming to see me, I can't be going to work and doing the stitchy thing. And I'm probably going to have to go to clients as well. I'll try and bring her to clients, massage clients, so that at least you can see a bit of Georgia. But yeah, it's yeah, I just don't want to, I don't want her to feel like she came here for a week and then she never saw me, you know. So I'm not going to do the stitchy thing this week or this month. I will definitely do it next month though. Anyway, one more to show you, and this I think is the one that I worked on the most. And a lady reached out. She put a comment on one of my videos. I can't remember. I think it was last month when I was like saying, let me know what you want me to work on. and I'm so sorry that your name has slipped my mind. I'm very, very sorry. But thank you for your recommendation, because I took that recommendation and I ran with it. And I stitch on Gobbler Farm, and I did 1,871 stitches, and I'm at 2.56%. Now, I know it doesn't sound a lot, but this one is Gobbler Farm. This is another Donna Gelsinger. I feel like there's a little bit of a pattern coming here. Excuse the pun. Again, it's chartered by Heaven and Earth Designs. This is a very autumnal piece. It's so beautiful. I did a bit of a stitch. I did a bit of a stitch with me. Is that what you call it? A stitch and bitch, I think we call it as well. With a lovely lady called Rachel, who's just had a knee operation. I'm not sure she had 1 or 2 knee operations, but bless her, she's recovering at the moment, and I don't know if she's going to be able to do any stitching because she's quite uncomfortable and in a lot of pain, and she's doing, I think she's sleeping between 2 and 4 hours as far as what I read, intermittently sleeping, so she's got to be absolutely shattered. And I think when you're tired, you know, cross stitch is very, very difficult to get into and focus on, especially if you're dealing with smaller, you know, smaller stitches. But we did have a bit of a stitch together. We hadn't stitched together for a long time actually, so we had a lot of catching up to do, which is really nice. But she's currently off work recovering from her knee operation, so hopefully she'll make a speedy recovery and she'll get some time to do some stitching. But we both worked on this one together, as in like she worked on hers and I worked on mine. And I'm stitching this one on 20 count 1/1, and this is where I am. Now, mainly worked in, I think, this area here, this one here. Again, I'm doing a colour complete. It's beautiful, isn't it? The colours are lovely. I think my PC, one of my PC monitors have just gone off. I think I've got bored of me chatting, so it's just gone to sleep. But yeah, how lovely is that? Aren't they beautiful colours? Again, full CXC, 20 count. I love the coverage with CXC. And I also love the fact that it doesn't break. I found that using DMC, the thread was constantly breaking. It was driving me potty. So this, I don't have the same problem with. And I know people have mentioned that they have issues with it knotting, but I don't seem to have problems with that either. So maybe I'm just lucky. I don't know. Right. Plans. I went through my ongoing whips to see how many were, you know, on the low percentage, as in like how many I hadn't actually stitched on much and I'm at a really low percentage. So what I found was, where are we? I think I did it on the other page. Yes, so I'm gonna read you what the percentages are on the lower end of my projects, right? So Bountiful Bookshelf, I'm at 5.47%, and you've all seen that. That's that really, really big one, and it's at Amy Stewart. Delightful Waltz, I'm at 4.23%. Again, is that really colourful one by it's an artisty one. It's by Leo Aflov. Can't remember his name, but anyway, he does all the real colourful, really beautiful artwork. Really, really colourful. Gobbler Farm, I'm at 2.56%. Lion, I'm at 3.41%. It's About Time, I'm 1.04%. Pink Peonies, 2.59%. Yellow Dahlias, 2.20%. All Hallows Eve, 2.09%. And One Down, Three Across, I'm 0.28%. So I thought, okay, well, if I take everything that I'm at less than 3% and I stitch on those this month, then that hopefully should bring a few up a little bit. I mean, we're talking percent, we're not really talking much. So I think that I'm going to work on It's About Time. Now, I don't think I've pulled all of these out. I'll just close it. Which is this one by Syro Marchetti, but this is a colourful version. I love it because I love colour. That is 1.04%, so I think I'm going to work on that one this month. So I basically pulled out everything that is really, really low. The Lion is, no, well, it's 3.41%. Now I have pulled it out, but I don't know. I'll show you. I may or may not work on this one. I'm not sure yet. That one. It is beautiful, isn't it, though? I think Gobbler Farm was in this one as well, because I'm at 2.56%. I think I told you that anyway. I feel like it's ready for bed. I'm struggling. I'm so tired. So Gobbler Farm 2.5%, Lion 3.41%. It's about time 1.04. Pink Peonies is under 3%. It's 2.59. Yellow Dahlias is 2.20%. All Hallows Eve is 2.09. And one down, three across, which I didn't bring in. I've bought Resistance is Futile by mistake. Wrong pattern. I'm at 0.28%. So, yeah. I'm also going to work on Quick Stitch Peacock Love. Is at 96.71%, so I'm so close to a finish on that one. So I may put a few strands in that one to try. I certainly want to have Quick Stitch Peacock Love, Bookshelf, which is the one with all the penguin cloth bound classics, and Resistance is Futile. So I definitely want to have those ones finished by the end of the year. So I am, what will be October? So I've got a whole of October, well, 3/4 of it anyway, November and December to get to those three finished. Now, I probably will finish the Peacock Love and the Bookshelf, but I'm not sure about Resistance. I certainly will finish Autumn, you know, that little one. I definitely want to start Halloween Quaker. I really want to start that. So, I might see where it takes me. The thing is, at the moment, I have to stitch things that I'm in the mood to stitch, because otherwise, if I'm not in the mood to stitch it and I'm really tired, I know I won't, and I'll just be like, oh, I can't be bothered. So I just won't stitch it. But yeah, so that, you lovely people, is in a nutshell what happened to me this month, and my stitching and my haul, and what I'm going to be doing this month. Yeah, I don't even know what month we're in. This month, next month, doesn't really matter. So I don't even know what time it is. I think it's like 10 o'clock. I never normally go to bed at this time, but I'm so tired. I think I'm just gonna go straight to bed. Cats been fed, that's why they're so quiet. I've had a shower, so I'm all nice and clean. And I think I'm going to finish this. And then I'm going to get into bed, clean my teeth, get into bed, because I'm knackered. I was actually going to edit this tonight, and I can't. I'm so tired. It's just, I don't even know what I'm going to end up presenting you if I edit this tonight. I'll probably end up putting some random pictures in that have no resemblance to this video at all, but at least I'm doing some stitching, right? I'm not doing a lot, but like they say, every single stitch counts towards getting to the ends, and that's what I'm doing. I'm very, very busy. I run a very busy life, and I'm trying. I do try. Mum's here next week, Dad's here the week after, probably until around about the 13th, 14th of December. He's going to be here for my birthday. Not sure how much stitching I'll get in. However, it's not going to be so hectic this time with my dad here, because we're not actually building anything. We are basically doing the sort of baseboards and finishing touches and the landscaping and painting, finishing painting and finishing staining, all the little bits. We're not physically building anything. So there's no exhaustion. I'm not going to feel guilty doing like any stitching or anything if, you know, Dad was like, go and chill out. You know, Monday's my day off. So I have a lady who does my horses on Sunday evening and Monday. So I do the horses in the Sunday morning, and then I have Sunday afternoon and Monday day. And I'm going to feel less guilty with having my actual day off so I can stitch, which will be cool. Because Dad's just going to be pottering, you know, as dads do. Oh my god, I'm so tired. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I might edit it. Well, I think I need to edit that out. I've just yawned on video. You're not boring me, I promise you. I'm just absolutely exhausted today. Anyway, before I fall asleep and embarrass myself anymore, I'm going to call it a night and say I love you all, and thank you for stepping in my video, checking out my video. I don't know. My brain's gone. I'm done. Anyway, thank you very much, guys, for joining me on my cross stitch journey. And I'm just sorry that I just can't bring you more. I'm really stretched. So I'm gonna love you and leave you, and I will see you in my next video. Cheers, guys. Bye.